Hello. In this video, I will migrate a virtual machine from VMware vSphere to a Nutanix cluster. Nutanix provides Nutanix Move, a special VMware migration tool that allows you to migrate virtual machines smoothly. Nutanix Move is provided as a virtual disk file to deploy a virtual appliance in a Nutanix cluster. First, you need to download and install Nutanix Move to perform a VMware to Nutanix migration. Download Nutanix Move from the Nutanix website. You can find the link in the description below. I need to download the Move QCOW2 file for AHV. Save the downloaded QCOW2 file, which is a virtual disk file of the Nutanix Move virtual appliance. The download links are available only to Nutanix customers with an account on the Nutanix website. I have already prepared a disk with the needed Nutanix Move virtual disk image. Upload the downloaded Nutanix Move image, which looks something like Move 5.3.0.QCOW2 to a Nutanix data store. Click the Settings icon in the top right corner of the Nutanix Prism Central Web Interface. Then click Image Configuration in the left pane and hit the Upload Image button. Specify the name, annotation, and image type for the uploaded QCOW2 image of the Nutanix Move virtual appliance. Select Disk as a storage container. Click Browse and select the downloaded QCOW2 virtual disk image to upload to Nutanix storage. Select the file you have downloaded earlier. That is my Move 5.3.0 QCOW2 file. Click Save. Wait until the file is uploaded. Go to VM in the menu of the Nutanix Prism web interface. You need to create a virtual machine based on the downloaded QCOW2 image. Click Create VM in the top right corner of the web interface. Define the VM settings for the Nutanix Move virtual appliance you are deploying now. Specify a clear name, such as Nutanix Move. Enter the VM description, for example, VMware to Nutanix migration. Set your time zone. Set the number of virtual processors based on the planned load of the Nutanix Move VM. The more VMs you migrate simultaneously, the more virtual processors or CPU cores you may need to add. In this example, I select 2 vCPUs. Set the number of CPU cores to use for the virtual appliance. I select 2 cores per vCPU. Specify the amount of RAM based on the planned load. I set 8 GB of memory. Select BIOS or UEFI for VM boot. I select BIOS. Click OK to proceed. Click Add New Disk to add the virtual disk image downloaded earlier from the Nutanix site and uploaded to Nutanix cluster storage. Select your Nutanix Move image in the Add Disk window. The type is disk. The operation is clone from image service. The bus type is SCSI. Select the image you imported to the Nutanix cluster before. That is Nutanix Move 5.3.0 in my example. Hit Add. Once the virtual disk has been added, click Add New NIC in the Network Adapters section because a network connection is required for a VMware to Nutanix migration. In the Create NIC window, select a subnet name from the drop-down list and select the network connection state, that is connected in this case. Note that if you want an IP address to be obtained automatically for a Nutanix Move virtual appliance, you must have a configured DHCP server in the appropriate network. Hit Add. Now, the added virtual disk image and network adapter are displayed in the Create VM window. When all needed VM options are set, hit Save. Once the Nutanix Move virtual appliance has been deployed as a VM, right-click this Nutanix Move VM in the list of virtual machines and click Power On in the context menu. To monitor the VM boot process, right-click the Nutanix Move VM and hit Launch Console. The Nutanix Move virtual appliance is based on Linux. Wait until the VM is booted. Before I proceed, let me quickly tell you about NAKIVO Backup and Replication and how it can help you protect both your VMware and Nutanix workloads. NAKIVO Backup and Replication is a comprehensive data protection solution that you can use to protect all your workloads from a single pane of glass, whether it's VMware, Nutanix, Proxmox, Hyper-V, physical servers, or Microsoft 365. Backups are fast thanks to the integration of native APIs to create incremental backups. Backups can be protected against cyber threats like ransomware with immutability and encryption. Once a backup is created, you have multiple instant recovery options from instant VM recovery to instant recovery of Microsoft application objects. You can learn more about the solution by going to www.nakivo.com. Once the Nutanix VM is booted, check the assigned IP address for this VM. especially if the IP address is obtained via DHCP. You can find the IP address of the VM by opening the VM list in the Nutanix Prism web interface in the IP addresses column.
In my case, the IP address of the Nutanix Move VM is this one.
Open a web browser and enter the IP address of your Nutanix Move virtual machine. If you see a certificate warning, make an exception and proceed. Read the Nutanix End-User License Agreement carefully. Select the I have read and agree to terms and conditions checkbox, then hit Continue. Click OK when a notification message about the Nutanix Customer Experience Program is displayed. Enter a new password and re-enter this password to set the new password for the web interface of Nutanix Move. Click Set Password. Enter the previously set password to log in to the Nutanix Move web interface. Click Login. Read the notification message and click OK. Got it. Select VM as the migration type and hit Continue. Click Add Environment. Select VMware ESXi in the Select Environment Type drop-down list in the Add Environment window. Enter the environment name that will be displayed in the web interface of Nutanix Move. For example, VMware vCenter 70. Enter the IP address of the ESXi host or vCenter server you use in VMware vSphere to run the source or original VMs. Enter the administrative username and password for the ESXi host or vCenter server set in the previous field. Click Add. Make sure that the IP address and the credentials are correct. A VDDK library from VMware is required. Click Upload VDDK under the VMware environment added to the Nutanix Move environment. After clicking this, you can see the version needed. As I'm using vSphere 7 in this example, I need VDDK 7.0.3.1. Download the appropriate VDDK version from the VMware/Broadcom website and save the file on your computer. As I mentioned earlier, you can find all links in the description under this video. Select the needed VDDK version and download the file. The download link is available only for users registered on the VMware/Broadcom website. In this example, I have downloaded VMware VIX Disk Lib 7.0.3.1951.3565.x8664 tar gz because Nutanix Move requires VDDK 7.0.3.1. The VDDK package has already been saved on my computer. Virtual Disk Development Kit is a collection of C libraries, utilities, and code samples to access VMware Virtual Disk Storage. VDDK allows developers to create applications that can manipulate virtual disks, and this is needed for the VMware to Nutanix migration. This is the VDDK version that I need. Once you have downloaded the required VDDK package, click Upload, browse the file, and hit Open. The VDDK 7.0.3.1 package has been uploaded. I can go back to the dashboard of Nutanix Move. After adding the source VMware vSphere environment, you have to add the destination Nutanix environment for VMware migration. Click Add Environment in the top left corner of the Nutanix Move web interface. In the Select Environment Type drop-down list of the Add Environment window, select Nutanix AOS. Specify the environment name that will be displayed in the interface, for example, Nutanix 2025. Enter the IP address of the Nutanix environment. Enter the username and password of the Nutanix administrative account. Click Add. VMware vCenter with ESXi hosts and Nutanix are added as the source and destination environments accordingly. The source and destination environments have been configured for the VMware to Nutanix migration, and all requirements are met. Click Create a Migration Plan to configure the VMware migration. Enter the plan name in the New Migration Plan window. For example, VMware Migration to Nutanix 01. Then hit Proceed. The configuration wizard for VMware migration to Nutanix opens. Select the source. Select the VMware vSphere environment added earlier to the environments for Nutanix Move as the source. Select a target. Select the Nutanix environment added earlier as the destination environment. Select a target container in your Nutanix cluster. Click Next to continue and go to the next step of the wizard. Select the VM or VMs you want to migrate from VMware vSphere to Nutanix. It is recommended that the VM is in a running state and VMware Tools is installed in the guest operating system of the VM. In this example, I selected Debian Virtual Machine. Network configuration. Check the source and target networks for the migrated VM or VMs. Optionally, you can select a test network. Click Next to continue. VMware Tools is uninstalled during VMware to Nutanix migration of the VM. You can select a manual or automatic preparation mode. Let's select to obtain the IP address via DHCP. A DHCP server must be configured in this case. The Linux user must be in the sudoers group to run commands as root if you are migrating a Linux VM. An SSH server must be installed on the source Linux VM. Enter the username and password of this Linux user. Once you have configured all parameters at this step, click Next. Define the VM settings for the destination VM in the Nutanix cluster. You can set the VM's priority, time zone, and other settings. Click Next to continue. Check the configuration summary. If everything is correct, click Save and Start. The migration plan is in progress. Wait until all the needed stages of the VMware Nutanix migration are completed. You can click in Progress to display more information. After all data is transferred to the destination Nutanix VM, periodic data synchronization is performed until you cut over the VM. When you cut over a VM, the source VM is stopped on the ESXi host or cluster, and the destination VM is started in the Nutanix cluster. Select the Ready to Cutover tab, select the needed VMs, and click Cutover when ready. The confirmation window opens. Are you sure you want to cut over selected VMs? Once you proceed, source VMs will shut down. Virtual NICs of source VMs will be disconnected. Each source VM will have a note added with the details of the migration. Click Continue to proceed. Wait until the migration process is completed. You should see the completed status for the VM migration when done. The destination VM is started after migration from VMware vSphere to Nutanix AHV. You can check the destination VM in the Nutanix Prism web interface on the VM page after finishing the VM migration. The migration of my Debian virtual machine has finished successfully. You can see the corresponding note in the description. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch new uploads. Don't forget to protect your data wherever it resides, whether in virtual environments, in the cloud, or on physical servers. NAKIVO Backup and Replication is a universal backup solution that delivers flexible deployment on different platforms, fast and efficient backups, and instant recoveries for the shortest recovery objectives. You can easily try the solution in your own environment by downloading the free trial and get access to all the advanced backup, disaster recovery, and ransomware protection features for 15 days.